Settling it down. Knoxville Forest will take their first possession of the game. Connor Jacobs taking it back to Ryan Coulter. Coulter out right to Juan Zapata. Rui Alvarez back to Zapata. Altman. Going out wide right to Connor Jacobs. Midfield again, Yoshikoshi. Settled by Kyle Hellman of the Emerald Force, and back to Lucas Altman. Knoxville so far with the bulk of the possession here in the early couple of minutes, Alex.
Yeah, and it looks like Knoxville are trying to possess well. I think that's what kind of hurt them against Chattanooga in Chattanooga, is they didn't have that possession, and it looks like they're building through that today.
A run in for Knoxville is stopped by Juan Sanchez, and it's going to be Philip D'Amico taking his first goal kick of the night for CFC out to Everson Lima. As of right now, the NPSL standings have Chattanooga sitting at 4th mid-table in the NPSL South. Of course, the Georgia Revolution sits atop the table, but Chattanooga hasn't been able to play as many games, sitting at 3 games played, while most of the teams in the NPSL South have played 5, including the Emerald Force. Here's Valenciano, one of the goal scorers in that 2-0 win against Emerald Force in that first game of the season down in Chattanooga. Charlie Clark was the other one. Here's Juan Costa. He's going to take the first shot of the game and the first goal of the game for CFC. Early on, not even 3 minutes in, and Chattanooga takes the lead 1-0 from Juan Costa. So Knoxville only looking for their second win of the season, already with a hill to climb here in the first 3 minutes. Chattanooga taking the lead with Juan Costa, the Brazilian, starting on the left of the 3 forwards for CFC. Again, appreciate you joining us on this live stream tonight as Chattanooga takes the trip up I-75 to take on the Emerald Force of Knoxville. So we're going to have kickoff again. Knoxville going to look to tie it up again early on in the game here. 3 minutes in, Chattanooga with a 1-0 lead. Already going over the top to Ashley Kulinak. He's shielded right off the ball by the Chattanooga defender, and it's going to be another goal kick for Philip D'Amico. That was Pablo Gaona doing the work for Chattanooga. D'Amico boots it to the center of the pitch. Attempted to get chested down there by Pierre Bouquet. It's going to be a Knoxville throw-in the middle to Daniel Barlow. Back to Yoshikoshi. Swinging it around that back 4. Knoxville trying to keep up the possession here against Chattanooga. It's going to be Lucas Altman going out to Connor Jacobs. Daniel Barlow in the middle of the park. Going to take it up himself. Put a shot on goal that won't bother Philip D'Amico. 4 minutes in here, Chattanooga leads 1-0 at Sampson Sports Complex in Knoxville. Out to Everson Lima. And out wide to Pablo Gaona. A run in by Juan Costa is stopped by that back 4, but Charlie Clark gets a foot on it, trying to find Felipe Oliveira. Being shielded off the ball by Juan Zapata. But Chattanooga trying to regain possession inside the box. Going to be cleared out. Barlow for Knoxville. Out wide to Alvarez. Alvarez intercepted by Valenciano, but gives it right back to Knoxville, and it's going to be out to Kyle Hellman. Connor Jacobs gets past Rocca, but Juan Hernandez saves it for Chattanooga. And now Juan Costa trying to make something happen. Over the top for Charlie Clark, and it's headed to safety by Juan Zapata. Clark putting on the pressure, and Zapata will be able to clear it out. Right back to Costa, and Juan Hernandez is going to settle it for Chattanooga. Steven Rocca regaining possession here. Here's Valenciano. Out to Everson Lima. can see what Knoxville's trying to do here, Alex, trying to keep possession, but that's tough to do with this high-pressure CFC team. Keeps regaining possession, and when they do, it's hard for them to give it up.
Right, yeah, and that high press, it seems like once they get the ball in Knoxville's half, it's not coming out. And that high press and a retain of possession that Chattanooga's bringing led to that first goal. And a quick goal, but that puts more pressure on Knoxville and makes it harder on them to have to come back in it and then score another one to be ahead.
Knoxville, while they are able to maintain possession for minutes at a time, going to be tough to crack this back four for CFC. All first-year players for Chattanooga: Steven Rocca, Juan Sanchez, Everson Lima, and Pablo Gaona in their first season for CFC, but have been rock solid as a back four. And here's Juan Costa streaking down the left side, going to cut it back, try to put it in here for Chattanooga, and it's clipped by a Knoxville defender, but put back into play by Juan Hernandez. And Valenciano and Hernandez toying with it in the midfield. Chattanooga trying to extend their lead here early on. We're less than 7 minutes in. Everson Lima to Felipe Oliveira. Oliveira looks like he's going to take it himself. Goes out, but might have gone off of Juan Zapata, and they're going to call it a corner. First corner of the match for CFC.
And with, you were mentioning Valenciano scored the first goal against Knoxville at home. That goal was off of a header. So with him and other very tall people in the box, Chattanooga is going to be very dangerous on set pieces like this.
Juan Costa, the first corner of the game, putting it in. A good ball. Valenciano got a head on it, like you said, Alex, but not enough power, and it's going to go out of play for a Chattanooga throw-in. Going to be Everson Lima. Juan Hernandez instead going to throw it in for Chattanooga FC. And they're going to change it again. Steven Rocca, the left back. Cleared out by Knoxville and settled again. Like you said, Alex, hard to keep it out of this half. Charlie Clark battling for the header, but that's won by the Knoxville defender. And here we go. Barlow taking it up the park. Under pressure from Hernandez, they're going to just have to settle it back to the center of the pitch. And it's intercepted once again. Chattanooga gets another throw-in.
It's really nice to see when Chattanooga are in the attacking third. Their defense is pushing up so far, and it's creating more players and more opportunities there so they can keep that possession when they're in their attacking half.
Here's Valenciano. Juan Costa, and that's intercepted by Knoxville. They're going to try to start over from the back, build some possession like they've been trying to do all game. Been able to string some passes together, Alex, but when it comes to penetrating the final third for CFC, like you said, that back line playing such a high line and holding strong so far.
Right, yeah, and with them playing a high line like they're doing, that makes the offside trap such a big, valuable thing because of the fact that Knoxville, if they ever want to play that over the top through ball, then their runners have to make sure they're in check with the back line. And when they're playing a high line like that, it's giving them a lot of room they have to run once they're on the ball as well. So the back line for Chattanooga doing multiple great things for this team and being very hard to penetrate, as you said.
Lucas Altman out of the back to Connor Jacobs. Once again, Knoxville trying to build out of the back here after stopping another Chattanooga attack. The three forwards for CFC been very busy so far in this match. Only 10 minutes in, Chattanooga leading 1-0. That pass intercepted by Valenciano to Juan Hernandez to Charlie Clark, who can't get it past Austin Billmeyer, and he'll clear it out, and it's put right back into play by Chattanooga. Juan Costa now on the ball. A little too much on that. And Daniel Barlow, center midfielder for Emerald Force, not able to get it out wide. Knoxville struggling here. Charlie Clark going to get another shot, and he's going to get another goal. Chattanooga's leading goal scorer adds to his tally. That's 2 on the game, 4 on the season, and Chattanooga leads 2-0 here in the 11th minute of today's match.
And they were already, Knoxville already being down 1-0 that early. Being down 2 now is going to be so much tougher on them as a team, as for like their morale and stuff, because now they have to get 2 goals to just tie it and come out of here with a point. And being at home, you want that win, you want that home crowd advantage, and it just looks like it's not Knoxville's day for that today.
Knoxville going to keep doing their thing here, starting out of the back, trying to build possession against Chattanooga. Just so far, Chattanooga dominating the midfield, and Charlie Clark been finishing his chances. See what Knoxville can create here. Stopped again by that back 4. We're going to have our first whistle of the game. It's going to be called against Ashley Kalinak of the Emerald Force. First free kick of the game for Chattanooga near their own 18. The Chattahooligans out in full force like they usually are, but short 1 hour and a half drive. That's nothing to the Chattahooligans. They're out here at Sampson Sports Complex making plenty of noise. Everson Lima.
And it's interesting to note about the Chattahooligans, they give Chattanooga and Finley Stadium one of the, if not the best atmosphere in all of the NPSL. And them being this lively when traveling has to mess with the minds of the other teams we're going against. As there's just their presence, and they say all their nice, mean stuff about the other team, about the goalkeepers, and their wonderful chants building up Chattanooga. It has to be hard for Knoxville to mentally get over that.
Especially on their home turf. So Knoxville looking to make something happen. Connor Jacobs with the throw in. Juan Hernandez putting on the pressure, and it's going to be cleared out near the box. Alexander Garuba looking to give Knoxville their first shot of the game, but he's stopped again. That back 4 by CFC doing work today. And João Costa, Chattanooga on a break here, but Costa not able to hit it right. Once again, it's going to be an Emerald Force throw-in. Ruri Alvarez drifts it wide to Kyle Hellman. Trying to go to Yoshikoshi in the midfield, but it's intercepted by Oliveira and back with CFC. And here's Valenciano.
If you watch CFC play, they have like instead of just possessing like Knoxville's trying to do from the back, they have that attacking mentality still. They're already 2 goals up, but they still want more, and you can tell that in the way they're playing.
Yoshikoshi able to clear it out there, but it's right back to the feet of a CFC player. They've come to Knoxville ready to play, that's for sure. And Felipe Oliveira on the left flank going head-to-head here with Connor Jacobs. Going to drop it off to Pierre Bouquet. Bouquet trying to put on a move to Zapata. Zapata, good work defensively, but he can't recover. And Bouquet, once again, going to regain possession. This time he's pushed off the ball, and he's going to get a whistle for that. Chattanooga getting their first free kick in Emerald Force territory.
And with the big people that Chattanooga have to put in the box, this is going to be a very dangerous free kick area.
Yeah, Alex, like you mentioned, set pieces certainly a strength for CFC. Like you said, that first game against Emerald Force, Valenciano with the first goal of the 2018 NPSL season on a header. See if he can repeat that here. Juan Hernandez is going to take it for CFC. Drifts it in, back post, got a whistle, and it's going to be an Emerald Force free kick.
Free kick coming up for the Force.
Got a little handsy there around the 6-yard box. And a free kick for Ryan Coulter. Certainly been busy so far, only 15 minutes in. Chattanooga leads 2-0 with a brace from Charlie Clark. Connor Jacobs already feeling the pressure from Chattanooga's forwards. They are not letting up on this Knoxville back line. Allman to the middle of the field and out to Daniel Barlow. Looking for Hellman. Can't keep possession. Bouquet regains it for CFC. And going wide to Juan Costa. On a break again for Chattanooga. He's got space and he's going to get intercepted by Yoshikoshi. But it's back to Hernandez. Hernandez makes a move and is fouled near the center of the field. Another free kick for Chattanooga.
Free kick, Chattanooga.
So Everson Lima giving it back to Sanchez. Gonna try to take it himself. Gets past two defenders to Oliveira. Out to Roca, who's gonna drift it in. Little too far. It's gonna be a goal kick for Ryan Coulter.
It's gonna be interesting to see how the 2-0 deficit affects Knoxville, especially in their physicality. We've already seen a couple fouls, and I believe there's gonna be more, especially if there's another Chattanooga goal, because of that frustration that Knoxville's gonna have.
Knoxville had their first win of the season at Greenville the other week, and coming off of a 1-2 loss to Inter Nashville. They're 1-4 on the season. And there's a free kick in CFC territory for the Emerald Force. It's going to be Rory Alvarez going to try to drift it into the box. We'll see if Emerald Force can get their first real chance of the game here, 17 minutes in. It's a good ball, gets a head on it, but it's clipped by a CFC defender and gathered by Philip D'Amico. So D'Amico going to roll it out to Juan Sanchez. To Steven Roca. Roca making a move. Not sure who he was looking for there, but it's now Emerald Force ball, and they're going to build out of the back with Austin Billmeyer.
Seems to me like for Knoxville today is the ball's just intercepted there. It goes back. Knoxville have had some decent midfield possession, and building out of the back, they're doing very well. It's just that final ball in the final third's not connecting for them, and they're not getting the chances created from that.
Chattanooga certainly not making it easy on them too. High pressure wherever they are on the field from whatever position on the CFC roster. And here's Connor Jacobs. Intercepted easily by Steven Roca. Middle of the field to Hernandez. Been a staple in the CFC roster the last 4 years. What a great ball over the top to Charlie Clark. But he's called offside, the first flag that is up in this match. Not even halfway through the first half here at Sampson Sports Complex in Knoxville. Chattanooga leads 2-0. Both goals from Charlie Clark. That's 4 goals on the season now for Clark. Came onto the CFC scene last season. Didn't see him much. Had a great debut against the Chivas U23 team with a header scored, but this is the first time you've seen him get quality minutes, and he's really showed out for Chattanooga. Again, leading goal scorer on this team in the 2018 season.
Right, yeah, and with Charlie Clark's ability as a true number 9 forward, he is the target man for this CFC team. He's dropping back, helping in the midfield, and creating chances through the forwards, getting on the ends of crosses, making chances for himself. And as you said, he is a proven goal scorer this year, and I do believe that's going to be a few more goals to come from this kid.
The Norwich, England native went to Bryan College here nearby, making his mark for Chattanooga FC. Under pressure from Oliveira, going to be played out for a throw-in by Connor Jacobs, and it's going to be Steven Roca to take it for Chattanooga. Roca can't get the accurate pass into Costa, but CFC retains possession anyway. Here's Juan Hernandez fighting Yoshikoshi for it. Gonna get past Barlow, drop it off to Oliveira. Can he shoot it here? No, he's going in for Costa, but that's intercepted. And Knoxville will try to counterattack. They do not have numbers here, going out wide, but Chattanooga defenders all over the place. And it's safely at the feet of Everson Lima.
That was an interesting decision for Oliveira to pass that in. And I think he was looking for the 1-2 ball there with Costa, trying to get it back to his feet, easier angle on goal. But honestly, I'm really shocked he didn't shoot from there. He was top of the 18, had a wide open shot from our look at it, and honestly, any other forward probably would have taken it from that angle. But I see that what he was trying to do with that move, and it's a good idea, but maybe next time shoot it from that angle.
Well done by Bouquet, dropping it off for Costa and played in for for Felipe Oliveira. Charlie Clark tries to gather the rebound. Juan Hernandez has an open net and trying to get a good shot.
What a shot it was.
And it's a beauty, drifted into the top corner. Chattanooga up 3-0, less than 22 minutes in. Excellent work there by the CFC forwards. Charlie Clark couldn't get the shot off, fell at the feet of Juan Hernandez. He had an empty net. All he needed was the space to shoot it. And he floats it beautifully into the top right corner.
It's funny that we were just talking about that Oliveira was in the same exact position just a minute ago when he passed the ball in. And Juan gets in that position, puts it beautifully back post, ends up in the back of the net. Beautiful goal.
Well, CFC fans know all about Juan Hernandez. Juanito, been a fan favorite for Chattanooga here in the past 4 seasons. That's his first goal of the 2018 NPSL season, and it was a beauty.
I would like to see his assist statistics on that as well, because he might not be a goal scorer as much, but he creates so many chances out of the midfield, and he really controls the pace of the game as a true midfielder should.
Now the 29-year-old, a staple of this CFC midfield. That will be out on Hernandez. A throw in here by Connor Jacobs to Rui Alvarez to Yoshi Koshi. Can Knoxville create anything? They haven't threatened Philip D'Amico yet here 23 minutes in. And Yoshi Koshi feeling the pressure from Pierre Bouquet. He's going to have to look for relief, but going to be called for a foul as Bouquet, Emerald Force free kick here. Couldn't ask for a much better start here, Alex. Up 3-0, 24 minutes in.
Yeah, it's surprising, honestly, that we were able to score this rapidly. Being in an away match, it's not, you don't have that home field advantage. You're coming in, and the team, always the home team has something to prove, wants to prove themselves in front of their home crowds, and Chattanooga just had the better of them today. 3 goals, as you said, opening 20 or so minutes. And if this keeps up, we're probably going to see a very high-scoring game.
D'Amico, kind of his first action of the game there, punching out the free kick from Alvarez. But it's kept in play by Jacobs. And Steven Rocca does well to play it out of bounds for CFC. Another Emerald Force throw-in. About 20 minutes left here in the first half. Plenty of time for Knoxville Force to get back into this game. Well done by CFC to get it out of the final third, and a foul by Alvarez. Pierre Bouquet will go down. Chattanooga will have a free kick.
As we saw there, Knoxville pressured and possessed really well for a bit, and they're stringing those passes together, as you mentioned earlier. They're doing that well. They're getting possession. It's just in the final third, they're not making the balls connect that lead to shots. That leads to those chances created. And it's not worked the goalkeeper, nor has it really bothered the defense too much, as we see a Chattanooga attack here.
Oliveira gives up the ball to Juan Zapata. Knoxville just trying to get it out of their own end. They're going to clear it, looking for Garuba, but intercepted again by a CFC midfielder. Juan Hernandez looking for Charlie Clark. Yoshikoshi recovers for the Emerald Force. Knoxville really probably needs to calm this game down. It's been fast-paced, high pressure as Chattanooga likes it. But I'm sure Knoxville would really like to settle it a little bit, string together a few passes here, and see if they can really get into the final third of Chattanooga.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing that more possession-based game. They're not going straight to goal every time. They're building up play, and they look like they have a better, slower playing style, as Chattanooga plays very quickly and loves this high press type play.
Well, there's the 1-2 they've been looking for between Costa and Oliveira. Just bad touch off of Costa's knees and into the hands of Ryan Coulter. And it's out to Juan Zapata. Connor Jacobs, Emerald Force. Back to Alvarez in the midfield. And back to Jacobs. The Chattahooligans here, letting the Emerald Force hear it. They certainly travel well, but when it's only an hour and a half, you can bet they're going to come out in full force. Chattanooga regaining possession at the center of the field. Juan Hernandez looking to get through that window to Felipe Oliveira, but stopped by Lucas Altman.
Looks like Yao Costa's down in the middle of the pitch as well. That's probably not the best sign for Chattanooga. Hopefully they have plenty of subs as it looks, but the best thing for this team with their quick pace as they're having it right now is for him not to have to come out.
Yeah, Costa a little slow to get up. We'll see if he comes off. Coach Elliott already got some players warming up there on the side of the bench. Looks as though he is going to come off. No, he's going to go get some water and come right back onto the field. Juan Costa going to stay in the game for Chattanooga. Knoxville trying to take advantage here with the numbers as some Chattanooga players going to take a drink of water. Daniel Barlow looking to play it into Ashley Kellenack. Nothing going for Knoxville, and it's out for a Chattanooga goal kick.
Knoxville was appealing for that foul right there on the top of the box. If they would have got that, that would have been a brilliant attacking chance. But the referee says no, and the player's very disgruntled with that decision. But it's a referee's discretion, and he controls the game, and he's controlled it very well so far.
Yeah, no doubt. It's been a clean one so far. Had a few fouls here and there, but nothing to write home about in this East Tennessee rivalry. Out wide to Connor Jacobs. Going to take some space, play it in, and it's dropped off for Kyle Hellman, but intercepted by Chattanooga. Juan Hernandez laying it off to Pierre Bouquet, who leaves it. Gaona going to play it back to Lima. And back to Gaona. Up wide to Bouquet. Lifted over the top, looking for Clark. Well done by Lucas Altman to knock it out of play. Another throw in for Chattanooga. We are into the 30th minute here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Chattanooga leads 3-0. 2 goals from Charlie Clark and Juan Hernandez adding another. At the feet of Bouquet. Gonna look for Charlie Clark in the middle there. Tries to poke it right over Ryan Coulter, and well done by Coulter. Fingertip save over the crossbar. Another Chattanooga corner.
That was an incredible save and a real test for the goalkeeper there, but very well saved, and we'll see how Chattanooga does on this corner.
Gonna play it on the ground here for Bouquet. Gets a shot off, but excellent sliding tackle there by Alexander Garuba, the center forward, making a defensive play for the Emerald Force. And it's gonna be another CFC throw-in. Gaona taking his space here, taking another touch, going shoulder to shoulder with the Knoxville player, but is able to get it out to Rocca, who's going to drop it off to Juan Sanchez, going back to Philip D'Amico. Great ball out from D'Amico to Rocca, trying to head it, keep it in play is Juan Hernandez. That's going to go off of Ruri Alvarez for a CFC throw-in. Yoshikoshi intercepts. Played into Barlow. Barlow trying to go wide. Another free kick here. Foul looks like it is going to be called on Pablo Gaona. Not happy about it, consulting the referee.
We got a yellow card for that, which I didn't know that was necessarily yellow card worthy, but the referee says so, and he's shown the card, so let's see where this goes. From those kind of tackles now have to be yellow cards from this referee, or he'll end up losing control of this game.
So Ruri Alvarez going to try to float another one in for Emerald Force. See if they can get on the board before this half. Philip D'Amico hasn't exactly been challenged for CFC, and he won't this time. Everson Lima, clean header out of the box. And João Costa boots it upfield, looking for Charlie Clark, shielding off his defender and touching it back to Bouquet, but it's recovered by Emerald Force. And played out to Yoshikoshi. Got a man to his right. He's going to have Connor Jacobs streaking down the right side. Jacobs taking his man on, but does a little too much. Emerald Force able to recover, though. Back to Jacobs. Looking for Alvarez, but it's going to be Felipe Oliveira who ends up with it here on the left side. It's him and Charlie Clark against 4 Knoxville defenders, playing it to the left. Can Clark beat his man? Battling forward, he wins the ball, plays it in, but it's right into the middle of the 6-yard box, headed out by Austin Billmeyer. And Connor Jacobs out to Juan Zapata. Again, Valenciano winning the ball in the midfield as he's done so well in this game. Charlie Clark looking for the outlet to Oliveira, intercepted again, and it's Daniel Barlow for Knoxville. Goes down, referee will hold his whistle. A little 3-on-3 situation for Knoxville here out wide. It's Hellman, he's gonna shoot it, he's gonna score! Kyle Hellman gets the ball in from Daniel Barlow, and Knoxville will not go into this half down 3-0. Beautiful goal. Again, like Juan Hernandez, floats it into the top right corner, and Knoxville's on the board here at Sampson Sports Complex.
And that's for D'Amico's on his side of the argument. That's an impossible shot to save. That was well placed, back post, across goal. It was, from a striker's point of view, is one of the best shots that you could have had, and from a goalkeeper's point of view, it's an absolute nightmare. But it's only 1. Chattanooga still lead by 2, so let's see how this makes the game play out.
We'll see what that does for Knoxville. Are they going to have a new life here? About 10 minutes to go in this first half. Ball kept in bounds by Steven Rocca. Juan Hernandez, too big of a touch, and it's taken again by Emerald Force. Can they add another goal to cut this lead short before halftime? Going out wide to Connor Jacobs, but Rocca closes it off. It's an Emerald Force throw-in.
And you were mentioning that they had Knoxville had a 3-on-3 with Chattanooga. With their 4 in the back, that should have never been the case, and that's kind of what led to the scoring opportunity.
Jacobs trying to float one in. Looks like looking for Kellenak, but it's gathered safely by D'Amico, and Chattanooga with Pablo Gaona going to take it up the right side of the field. Touched back by Charlie Clark to Oliveira. Looking over the top for João Costa, but it's gathered by Juan Zapata, and Ryan Coulter going to get it out of their back 4. Headed back to Yoshikoshi. Connor Jacobs. Trying to switch the field, but closed off easily by Gaona. Gonna play it into the middle of the field, back it up to Valenciano, who gets it to Juan Hernandez. There's Steven Rocca. Back to Sanchez. Back out to Rocca on the left side. Juan Hernandez. Some nice possession going here for Chattanooga. And just as I say it, Juan Hernandez gives it up. But João Costa with the hustle beats Connor Jacobs to it. Plays it back into Hernandez. Hernandez takes a big touch. Able to drop it to Felipe Oliveira. Oliveira with decisions here. He's just going to leave it for Hernandez, who's going to switch the field out to Gaona. Gaona's going to play it into the box. He's got Bouquet, but it's gathered by Ryan Coulter. 37th minute, Chattanooga leads 3-1. The Knoxville goal by Kyle Hellman cuts the lead to 2. See if they can get on the board one more time before half here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Here's Yoshikoshi. Looking to go over the top, and it's a little too much for Alexander Garuba. And Philip D'Amico going to take his time here. Rolls out to Everson Lima. Lima trying to go up the line, but intercepted by Austin Billmeyer. And we've got another whistle here around midfield. Everson Lima, one of the more experienced players on this CFC roster, even though it's his first year with the club. The 32-year-old from Brazil played for Clube Atletico Juventus in the Brazilian Serie A. Could argue has played on the highest level of anyone on the CFC roster. He's really been invaluable this year to the Chattanooga back four.
Yeah, and he kind of leads that back line like a true captain center back. Almost like a John Terry-esque player. He's experienced, he knows what he's doing, he's controlling the back line, and they respect him and listen to him because of that experience.
Ruri Alvarez, been the main free kick taker for Knoxville, floating another one in, headed out safely by Sanchez. And while Yoshikoshi tries to keep it alive for Knoxville, it's Philip D'Amico with the ball at his feet. And here's Steven Rocca. Closed off well by Hellman, but Chattanooga recovers, and Juan Hernandez been all over the place for CFC tonight. To Pierre Bouquet, spreading the field to Pablo Gaona. Gaona going to take a touch inside and loses it, but Valenciano finds the ball at his feet and going to take it upfield. Tries to lift it, looking for Charlie Clark, and it's cleared out for a CFC throw.
Mentioning Charlie Clark, he really reminds me of like Diego Costa and Eden Hazard mixed. He plays everywhere like a false nine usually does, as we see him checking into for the ball there. But he also can hold up. He has that physical capabilities like Diego Costa does for Spain, as we'll see later in the World Cup this summer. Having those two qualities mixed with a forward is a great thing to have, and it's a key weapon for this Chattanooga offense.
Yeah, no question. This Chattanooga team balanced in all three phases. A nice outside the foot cross from Costa, and Charlie Clark not able to find enough on it with his head. But beautiful ball in by Costa. Seems like these three forwards for Chattanooga just been doing a little bit of everything here in the first 40 minutes.
Right, and when you're playing a 4-3-3, you have those two outside forwards playing more like a winger. They're going up, and their main goal is to get a ball into the box. And another really interesting thing to note about the Chattanooga three forwards is that they're constantly switching positions. That means all of them can play either side and can put a ball in and can play that center position. So having that versatility in the Chattanooga forwards is going to be great going from this match forward and throughout the rest of the season and into the postseason.
No, you're right. Certainly a luxury head coach Bill Elliott has with these three forwards, Costa, Clark, and Oliveda. Not to mention you can go to Zeka and Luke Winter off the bench. Guys that are pretty much interchangeable in any phase of those top three. A luxury Bill Elliott loves to have, as Juan Hernandez is going to have it at the top of the box, taps it into Costa, flag goes up. It's going to be a Knoxville free kick.
And as you were mentioning, Coach Bill Elliott has those subs. As a coach, that's the best problem to have, is figuring out who to play where and when to play them, and trying to get everyone playing, because you have such good talent on the bench alone, not mentioning the three that are on the field at the moment. Having that as a quote-unquote problem as a coach is a great thing. And we'll see probably later in the match one of those two come on for one of the other forwards, and nothing will really change because of the fact that they're all so interchangeable.
Knoxville working hard to get on the board before the whistle blows for half. They're going to have another free kick. This area, Rui Alvarez has been trying to float it in and find a head. But Philip D'Amico done an excellent job of cleaning things up. And like you said, Alex, not a whole lot he could have done about that Kyle Hellman goal. Really beautifully placed into the top right corner of the net.
And as a goalkeeper, when you get shots like that, you feel almost defenseless. You can't do anything about it. And it sometimes brings your self-esteem and your morale down. And it doesn't seem like that's phased D'Amico very much, because of the fact that he is still coming out for balls. He's still playing with that same confidence he started the match with. I believe he knows that he couldn't have done much about that, so he's just trying to do everything he can to make sure no other balls go into the back of the net.
Yeah, like you mentioned, and the Chatahooligans showing their appreciation for him. Cleans up two crosses from Knoxville there. And Chattanooga going to try to build another attack here. Less than 3 minutes to go, not counting extra time in this first half. Chattanooga leads 3-1. And here's Pierre Bouquet. Ball intercepted by Barlow, and it's Hellman who gives it up to Juan Hernandez.
We talk about the versatility of our forwards being able to switch up. Our midfield is the exact same way, with Bouquet, Valenciano, and Hernandez playing basically anywhere and everywhere, as we see them switch sides, switch positions, and having that communication and that chemistry in the midfield is a great thing for Chattanooga.
Yeah, no question about it. We've seen that pay off today. Knoxville, again, familiar with this CFC team, played them in Chattanooga's season opener. Of course, that was Knoxville's third game of the season. But plenty of time left here. Knoxville certainly going to have opportunities to get back into this game. We might see one here. Barlow going out wide to Garuba. Garuba's going to cut it back. Getting past Rucka and playing it near the top of the box. Barlow tripped up there. They're going to play the advantage, and it's blocked by Valenciano. And out of play by Philip D'Amico, preventing the corner.
It's good to see that aggression from a goalkeeper, and they have that aggressive goalkeeper like that as they do in D'Amico. It's very beneficial because he is coming out for these possessions, and he's coming out attacking the ball, keeping it away from Knoxville, keeping them off the corner kicks and stuff. And as a goalkeeper and as a team, that's a very good thing because that's limiting the attacking chances they're having.
Lucas Altman finding Ruri Alvarez, and it's back with CFC. Charlie Clark not going to be able to keep up with that one. Yoshikoshi cleaning it up for the Emerald Force. Just going to let it roll out for a goal kick here. Hitting the 45-minute mark, we'll see if our referee lets play go on at all on this Ryan Coulter goal kick.
I predict there will be at least a couple minutes of added time. There has been some fouls, and quite a few free kicks actually. So I do believe that there will be a couple minutes of added time, but not too many.
Knoxville going long over the top to Garuba. It's a good ball, but cleaned up once again by Philip D'Amico. Here's Pierre Bouquet. Tackled from behind by Hellman, but Valenciano gets it back for CFC and out to Steven Rocca. Hernandez well aware of Altman behind him, and Felipe Oliveira going to try to extend the lead. Here's Pierre Bouquet. Cuts it back, switches it, but it's intercepted. Oliveira with the one-touch shot, skies it over the bar. And it's another goal kick. That one looked like it went out into the street. Hope it didn't hit any cars over there. Felipe Oliveira blasted that one.
If it ended up hitting a car, now you have a free souvenir. You're welcome, courtesy of Felipe Oliveira.
So Ryan Coulter might send us into halftime here with this goal kick. Referee not blowing his whistle yet. Can Knoxville build up one more attack and try to cut this lead to 1? If they do, they got to do it quick. Garuba gives it up. Costa back to Rocca. Into Valenciano to Everson Lima. Back to Lima and back to Gaona. The 1-2 between Gaona and Oliveira results in Oliveira. Back to Charlie Clark. He's going to go for the long shot. Leaned back a little too much. Didn't get quite what he wanted on it. Another goal kick for Ryan Coulter. And this time you will hear the whistle. Halftime here at Sampson Sports Complex in Knoxville, Tennessee. Chattanooga FC leads the Emerald Force Soccer Club 3-1. Again, Lucas Panzica, Alex Pullen here. Going into halftime, we'll be back with you. Stay with us. Stay tuned for the second half of CFC and Emerald Force Soccer Club. And we're back here at Sampson Sports Complex in Knoxville, Tennessee. Chattanooga FC leads Emerald Force Soccer Club 3-1, 45 minutes to play here. And Knoxville's going to kick it off for us. A great first half for CFC. Saw them get on the board early, Alex, with a goal from João Costa. Juan Hernandez followed suit with a beautiful goal. And then Charlie Clark added to the score to make it 3-1. But Kyle Hellman got Knoxville on the board before we went into halftime. And this game certainly not over for CFC.
Or Knoxville in that case. As you were saying, Hellman put a beautiful shot on goal and got Knoxville on the board. They're only down by 2 now. They have that momentum from scoring the last goal. And from the looks of things so far, they're bringing that forward throughout the second half. And hopefully there's be a couple more goals to come.
Us old guys are always late.
So Chattanooga FC in that first half, mostly dominating possession. Saw Knoxville challenge Philip D'Amico a little bit more there in the back half of the 45. For the most part, he did his job. Had a Kyle Hellman shot that he couldn't do a whole lot about as Felipe Oliveira gets a great ball in, floats it over Coulter, and adds to the scoreboard for Chattanooga FC, Felipe Oliveira. Beautiful ball in. Splits the defense in Oliveira. The one touch perfectly hits it over Ryan Coulter. Couldn't ask for a better finish in Chattanooga. Up 4-1 here. Less than 2 minutes into the second half. Becoming a theme now, scoring early on in these halves for CFC.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it's the scored within a minute there or two. Scored within 2 minutes the first half. And Oliveira using his pace superbly there. Beautiful touch on the ball that was played in. Lifts it over the goalkeeper. Easy does it. Calm as you like. Oliveira adding to his goal tally for this year.
Well, that's got to deflate Emerald Force's hopes of a comeback here, especially if Chattanooga can notch another one. Zeka in the game now, believe for Charlie Clark. Juan Costa has moved into that center forward role with Zeka out left.
Subject to change probably soon. They all switch around very rapidly and a lot. So as of now, Costa's in that starting in that middle center forward role, but most likely he'll end up on the wing or maybe stay in the forward. We're never too sure with this interchangeable CFC front line.
Talk about fan favorites. Zeka definitely up there for Chatahooligans. Hasn't notched a goal yet in this 2018 NPSL season. See if he can change that here in Knoxville. Ball goes out. Emerald Force throw in. Juan Zapata. Chatahooligans certainly have not calmed down. No matter the score, they're going to let you hear it for the full 90 minutes.
And it's interesting them bringing that presence to even an away game like this. It's almost like we've never left Findlay. And for Chattanooga, having them that kind of support behind them when they're playing in away games has to feel great. And the way this field and complex is set up, it's so much closer to the actual field. So their presence is just that much bigger here.
Well, Knoxville made a change as well. George Green coming into the game in the midfield, believe for Daniel Barlow there in the center of the pitch. So each team making one change apiece. And Felipe Oliveira on the run again. Trying to make a play between him, Zeka, and Juan Costa. A front line of 3 Brazilians for CFC, and all talented players at that.
And with that front line all being the same nationality as, in this case, Brazilian, they're bringing that Brazilian flavor to the play. And with that, plus the chemistry they have to have from being from the same nation, having that in common already, is going to be explosive on the CFC offensive side.
No question, all 3 talented players. Zeka, of course, fan favorite, been here for years. Juan Costa, Felipe Oliveira as well. Oliveira, a guy who played at West Florida for Coach Bill Elliott. You've seen that pretty often here in Chattanooga. Bill Elliott bringing in his players from his college team.
And as a coach, you can't blame him for doing that. He already knows how these players are going to perform. He knows that he can trust them under the pressures of the NPSL. And he obviously has seen their talent already, so he knows where they play, how they play. So having that knowledge already going into coaching the CFC side only makes the CFC side look better.
Well, Chattanooga just moving the ball at will at this point, but well done by Knoxville to poke it away from Pierre Bouquet. See if they can get on the break here, but that pass meant for Alexander Garuba. Too much, and Chattanooga will get the throw.
That's the here, but just
Ball put out of play again. It's going to be an Emerald Force throw-in. Yoshikoshi. Here's Juan Costa again for CFC, being forced out. And now Knoxville going to try to counter. A little 1-2 there, and it's too much for Austin Billmeyer. Believe George Green actually in for Ruri Alvarez. So my mistake there for Knoxville. Francisco Rodriguez also into the back four for this second half for Knoxville. So Chattanooga FC playing out of their back line. Pierre Bouquet to Juan Hernandez. Hernandez, we'll see if he plays the full 90, but the veteran has been excellent for CFC today, dominating the midfield, winning the ball, bringing it upfield, connecting with his teammates, and of course, adding on a beautiful goal for good measure.
That's just the presence that Juan brings to this CFC team. He is such a true midfielder in that sense. He plays his role, he distributes as he should, and he puts himself in some scoring opportunities every now and then, taking one beautifully in the first half. And I believe, even if he doesn't play the full 90, the impact he's already had on this match is going to stick around for the rest of the game.
Juan Costa lays it off for Rocca, but he's shielded off the ball by Francisco Rodriguez, the sub for Emerald Force. And Ryan Coulter going to be able to clean up for Emerald Force. Here's Kensho Yoshikoshi. Looking for Daniel Barlow, a little high, but he heads it down. And Austin Billmeyer is going to try to find Barlow again. Everson Lima. Ball incoming. Avoids us here on the stream. Could have been a pretty expensive hit from that ball by Everson Lima. Lima just, his physical presence there in the back four, bigger than any other player on the field for either team, really makes a difference for Chattanooga.
Yeah.
I mean, not only the experience, but just the commanding physical presence he has.
And him being that much bigger than the rest of the players, when there is an overtop ball played into the back, he has that capability just to head that away at will. And when Knoxville has played it over the top, we've seen that. His heading ability, he's able to get up in the air, able to win the ball 50-50, and able to shield off players and bring a physical presence and probably scare the Knoxville forwards a tad bit. I mean, I wouldn't want to go up against them personally.
Valenciano and Juan Hernandez have been excellent together in the midfield today. Sanchez trying to get it to Lima, but D'Amico is going to clear it out, and it's going to be good for a Knoxville throw-in. 56th minute here. Chattanooga FC leads 4-1. The Felipe Oliveda goal 2 minutes into the second half extends the lead to 3 for CFC. And hate to jinx it at this point, but the weather out here in Knoxville has been beautiful. Supposed to have rain at this time of night, but so far it's been clear and perfect soccer weather out here at Sansom Sports Complex.
Yeah, it's not been too sunny. It's the humidity and the heat's gone down a bit. It's made the game just so much better that it doesn't have those weather factors to it. It can just be played as it's meant to be played in beautiful weather, and it has been played beautifully so far by both teams.
So Knoxville got on the board there before halftime, but find themselves in a hole once again, down 4-1. Can they fight back at all? Gonna have over 30 minutes left in this match.
And that's an interesting thing to note. With Knoxville, yes, they're down 3, but they do have time. It's not the 80th minute and they're down 3. It's only the 56th at the moment. They have plenty of time to score more goals. It's just having them score more goals. And I do believe if they get another one, is going to add to that momentum that goals usually bring, and it's going to make Knoxville just that much more hungry for another goal.
We're going to have a sub here for Chattanooga FC. It's going to be Felipe Oliveira coming off. Has put in a great shift for Bill Elliott, playing nearly 60 minutes and notching that 4th goal in the game. See who will come on for Oliveira. Looks like it will be Santiago Moore, the Queens, New York native, coming on to play on the wing as Knoxville playing it across the goal out to Austin Billmeyer, trying to make something happen. But Moore is going to get his first few touches of the game. And is going to play it back and forth. And D'Amico clears it out. Moore, another guy, as he gets another touch here. Being pressured, he's going to get a whistle. CFC will have a free kick near midfield. But Moore, another guy in his first season with Chattanooga out of Queens, New York, went to Dalton State University. Another guy you love to have as an option on your bench to come on.
And with Oliveira coming off, him notching the 4th goal for Chattanooga tonight, that had meant all 3 of the starting forwards for Chattanooga have scored tonight, which usually doesn't happen, and it just shows how well-rounded the team is as a whole. You don't have one person doing all that work up front. You have that spread out across the front line and even into the midfield with Juan Hernandez's goal.
Yoshikoshi is closed off by Valenciano, but recovered by Lucas Altman. Ball in for Knoxville is stopped by Steven Rocca, but believe we'll have a handball. So a free kick right outside the box for Knoxville. We know they love to float these in, try to get ahead on them, which is not easy to do against this back line of Chattanooga FC.
And with this game being one of the 3, or between 2 of the 3 in Tennessee State teams, comes the competition for the Volunteer Shield, which is the Community Cup of Tennessee. And Knox will need a draw tonight at least to stay in competition for that shield. They won it last year, beating out CFC, Nashville, and Memphis. But this year, they need at least a draw here to stay in contention for it. And if the scoreline stays the way it is, that means either Chattanooga or Nashville will get the Volunteer Shield this year.
Yeah, like you said, CFC trying to complete the sweep, had the 2-0 victory at home in their season opener against Emerald Force Soccer Club, as Valenciano has space that he's going to take here, going out wide to Santiago Moore. Moore drops it back to Valenciano, who's going to dribble himself out of bounds for an Emerald Force throw in. Chattanooga, after this game, got a slate of away games, not going to be back home for about a month, Alex. It's going to be a while. 5 straight home games for CFC. After this, they head to Asheville for another version of the Blue Ridge Derby. In that first one, you saw a 1-1 draw at Finley Stadium.
And we mentioned earlier in the match that the referees controlled this game. The Asheville game was not controlled at all. CFC went down to 10 men after a red card, and I don't even know how many yellow cards were handed out that match. But the referee lost control of the game. It became very physical. and very aggressive, and ended up with a 1-all draw, which I believe is a good result for a 10-man CFC team.
Yeah, trying to kind of make that a budding rivalry here in the NPSL as Austin Billmeyer tries to float another one in, but nobody there for Emerald Force. Another ball out into the street. See a car have to slow down to avoid it. The Sansom Sports Complex located right here off of I-40. Definitely potential for some cracked windshields around here.
And I don't think I would leave my car in the car parks across the street or anything. It seems like the Knoxville field, as we see a very decent effort there, the Knoxville field has a knack for hitting things that are very expensive. Cars, camera equipment. It seems like something may be broken by the end of the match. We're hoping not, but it could happen.
Oh, we got less than 30 minutes here. That was Connor Jacobs sailing it over the crossbar, over the hands of Philip D'Amico. And Yoshikoshi heads it straight up. Zeka trying to settle and look for Santiago Moore, but he's going to have to go back to Juan Hernandez, and a tackle from behind. Juan Zapata, he's going to be shown a yellow card. So Juan Hernandez going to be able to float one in.
Juan Zapata before.
Emerald Force coming off of a loss at home to Inter Nashville, 2-1, as we're starting to feel some raindrops here. I'm going to go ahead and take the blame for this one, Alex. I just said it about 10 minutes ago that we've had great weather all night.
Yeah, you probably jinxed it a tad bit, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be very hard at all.
Oh, and the header from Zeka right off the crossbar, still in play, and it's in the back of the net. Chattanooga FC leads 5-1. A scrum there right in front of the goal, trying to see who they'll officially give it to. Not sure who got the final foot on it. Gonna be some confusion as to actually who was able to finish that one off, but it was Zeka who had the initial header rattling off the crossbar, and Ryan Coulter just had a host of Chattanooga forwards coming after him. So Chattanooga, 65 minutes into this one, leads 5-1. Trying to see just who that goal is going to be given to. We'll let you know as soon as we find out. Couldn't really tell from up here. Too many people down there at the 6-yard box. But it was definitely Zeka who got that shot off the crossbar to allow whoever tapped it in to give Chattanooga the 5-1 lead.
It's going to be interesting to see if the rain stays light as we're hoping it is, but if it does get harder or it starts to downpour or anything, it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to change the game itself. Wet turf is a nightmare to play on for most people, and it's going to definitely open the game up a little bit.
Nice back heel from Gaona to Moore. Little 1-2 there between him and Juan Hernandez. It's back to Hernandez, but he can't get a good enough touch on it. And Knoxville back in possession. Altman going to be fouled by Hernandez for an Emerald Force free kick. So 67th minute here in Knoxville, Tennessee, and Chattanooga leads Emerald Force Soccer Club 5-1. Would take a monumental comeback at this point for Chattanooga to not complete the sweep of Emerald Force Soccer Club.
Yeah, 4 goals in about 24 minutes. It's doable, but very, very tough.
Does Butch Jones coach your team? Does Butch Jones coach your team? Oh, does Butch Jones coach
Bouquet going down the goal line, and it's forced out. Goal kick for Ryan Coulter. Knoxville, after this, is going to head to Inter Nashville to play them again. Just played them a few days ago. They're going to have to go on the road to Antioch, Tennessee to play them one more time on the 2nd of June. And if Nashville can complete that sweep, looks like it's going to be down between them and Chattanooga for that Volunteer Shield.
And between those two clubs, we haven't seen them meet up yet. It looks like it's going to be happening rather soon. And I believe those two are going to be very good matchups, as we see Nashville netting 2 at home against Knoxville as well. Kind of evenly matched almost.
Finally got some confirmation here, Alex, on that goal, as we see Luke Winter coming on for João Costa for Chattanooga FC. Bit of a luxury to have there when you're up 5-1 in the 69th minute to bring on your club's all-time leading goal scorer in Luke Winter.
It's funny to hear someone say you're bringing on the all-time leading goal scorer instead of starting them. But with the quality of forwards that Chattanooga have, they can afford to do something like that. They don't necessarily have to start him.
Barlow going to get a shot on target, but not too much work for Philip D'Amico. Again, we have confirmation on that 5th goal. It was Daniel Valenciano who got that tap in, the 25-year-old, also in his first season for Chattanooga. Valenciano, Costa Rican native, went to Dalton State with Santiago Moore, was the leading goal scorer back in 2016 with 10 goals on the year. Been a force for that Chattanooga midfield as he gets fouled and he's in pain, rolling around, grabbing his shoulder, exchanging some words with Kyle Hellman. See if he stays on for Chattanooga. Might have some subs for Emerald Force instead. Head coach Chad Stockton making some changes here in the 70th minute. They're not going to let the sub come on. We're going to continue play here. Everson Lima for CFC, drifting it into the box for Zeka. Zeka gets a decent touch on it, tries to find it with his head, and still in possession. Got Luke Winter. Winter and Zeka can be a deadly combo for CFC. Can they give a 6th goal? Rolls out for a goal kick, if that's what they call it, and it is. Looks like this is where we'll have our sub for Emerald Force. Seeing some sprinkles here now at Sansom Sports Complex. About 20 minutes to go here in this game. Chattanooga leading 5-1. And amazingly, 5 different goal scorers, Alex, in this game for CFC. You had all your forwards score. And Valenciano has come on and added one as well. And Juan Hernandez, your 2 hardest working midfielders of this game. Really been a complete team performance from CFC today.
Yeah, and if Bouquet scores, then all 3 starting midfielders will have also scored for Chattanooga. I believe with that interchangeable midfield and interchangeable forwards and everyone's work rate being the way it is, I do think that we're going to see more goals and probably from another whole new goal scorer.
Well, as the rain starts to pick up a little bit here in Knoxville, we're going to have to protect ourselves in our little setup with the live stream. Again, we appreciate you joining in and watching us. CFC taking care of business on the road against their East Tennessee rivals. Knoxville been struggling to get anything going since that halftime whistle. You saw them building up some momentum from the nice goal by Hellman, and here's Zeka. Little too much on it. Headed away by Francisco Rodriguez. Yoshikoshi. Out to Green. Going out wide to Billmeyer. In for the game for Emerald Force is Jorge Hurtado, coming into the midfield as a sub. And tracking Pierre Bouquet, who gets the pass off to Winter. Down the right side, Winter gets the pass off. Going to play the advantage here. Bouquet down the goal line, playing it in front of the goal. But a man is there to clear it out for Emerald Force. And they're going to try to bring it upfield. Lucas Altman. Down to George Green. To Daniel Barlow. Gets past his man. And going out wide to Austin Billmeyer. Going to try to whip it in here, and it's played in front of the goal, but nothing doing for Emerald Force. See if Chattanooga adds it all to this lead. Already a 4-goal margin for CFC. Again, only played 3 games, and you've seen 1 win and 2 draws from this CFC team, so it's just good to get one in where the goals just start flowing, Alex.
Yeah, and it's definitely going to bring confidence to the start of this 5 string together away games, and having that confidence going into the next match that they're playing at Asheville, it's nice to have. They have that momentum. They know they have Asheville in a beatable state. They can win that game. They have drew it before. Having that momentum, bringing in that confidence, it's just going to make them that much more of a better team in Asheville this coming Saturday.
Well, that's definitely never easy to do. 5 straight home games for CFC, all strung together. You're not going to see them in Finley Stadium again until June 27th. And Everson Lima going to be able to easily clean it up. Back to Philip D'Amico, who hits it high. And Yoshikoshi heads it down to Barlow. Offside flag stays down for Bill Meyer. Going to try to whip another one in, but he can't get to it. Out for a goal kick. Rain has calmed down a little bit here. Had some sprinkles. 75th minute here at Sansom Sports Complex.
I wouldn't say it's calmed down too quick. The last time you said something about
yeah, you're right.
Rain.
You're right. But like we were saying, Chattanooga not going to be back in Finley until June 27th when they play the Atlanta Silverbacks.
Always a fun match to watch, that one.
Emerald Force already played Atlanta. Was a 3-0 loss here in Knoxville. Have yet to get a win at home, the Emerald Force. Their sole win was on the road in Greenville. Greenville Soccer Club, you'll see Chattanooga playing against them on June 9th.
Interesting to see Knoxville still focusing on that building from the back and that possession. They are down 4 goals, and it doesn't look like they're very eager to score any at the moment. They're just possessing, and they're possessing well, I'll give them that, but I would expect a little bit more ferocity out of a team that's down 4.
A little lack of sense of urgency from the Emerald Force. Yoshikoshi gets past Bouquet. Going out wide, it's going to be a goal kick for Philip D'Amico.
Now in the game for the Force, number 13,
Hasn't been forced into too many saves today.
number 18, Nathaniel Mendez, and number 12, Richie Volney.
But resulting in that goal kick, we saw another final third ball not connecting. to where it needs to go. And I think that's just been the story for Knoxville all night tonight. It's that final ball just isn't connecting in the final third, and they aren't getting the chances created because of that.
That's Gamoa dancing right there on the touchline. Keeps it in for Chattanooga, and Santiago Moore not able to keep play going. Pass is behind him, and Austin Billmeyer trying to build a counter attack, but it's closed off by Everson Lima. Lima been impenetrable tonight for CFC. Taking it upfield is Juan Zapata for Emerald Force. And going out wide, looking down the middle. Again, it's Everson Lima clearing it out. And Chattanooga moving up the field. Santiago Moore down the right side, looking to switch to Luke Winter, but that flag will go up and he will be offside. Winter always has a mind for finding the back of the net. You can bet he will keep showing a sense of urgency to score, despite Chattanooga being up 4 goals here in the 79th minute.
And Moore playing that perfect ball. Yes, Winter was a tad offside, but that ball hit him right in his feet, perfectly weighted, and if it wasn't offside, it probably would have been a very, very good scoring opportunity for Chattanooga.
You know, a 4-goal difference. But this Chattanooga team, so deep, so many options, no matter what phase of the field here as Winter holds it up a little bit, but going to go ahead and take it up himself and lose it. Ryan Coulter gathers it. But so much depth on this Chattanooga team, people constantly fighting for spots. It's not very often you're going to see the same starting lineup back to back. Definitely don't have any lack of motivation from the players, no matter the score that's on the board, when it comes to proving your worth on the field for head coach Bill Elliott.
Right, and in saying that, as we see a good attacking chance for Chattanooga right here.
Just across the goal, and Winter had it in front of him, but it's going to go out for a goal kick. But you were saying?
With that mentality of everyone is fighting for a spot. It's not, like in Luke Winter's case, he is the all-time leading goal scorer for Chattanooga, and he still has to fight people like Charlie Clark, Aldavera, Costa, all sorts of people that are trying to play that same role, and having that fight just helps this Chattanooga team be as aggressive as they have been, especially when they're already up or when they're down. We haven't seen much of Chattanooga being down so far, especially not tonight, but they still have that ferocity about them. They want to score more goals, even if they're already up by 4.
So Pierre Bouquet, his time is done here at Sampson Sports Complex, and Jonathan Ricketts in now for CFC. The 20-year-old, another guy just trying to show that he deserves playing time. But yeah, Alex, like you said, doesn't matter what's on the scoreboard, whether they're up or down, that healthy competition is just constant for CFC and head coach Bill Elliott.
And healthy competition is a very good way to describe it. Is the players aren't upset at each other because one's starting over the other. They're very motivating, building, and with that comes good chemistry, comes good teamwork, and even if you have someone like Costa starting tonight, Zeka may be starting the next night. It's always that constant rotation and being able to put players in different positions like that, starters, subs, whatever. CFC has that depth, and that leads to the whole healthy competition aspect of everyone fighting for a spot and everyone wanting to prove themselves. Everyone wants to score a goal. Everyone wants to do good for the club, and that leads to the club being a very good club.
Yeah, definitely part of the success that Bill Elliott has built here in East Tennessee, in Chattanooga. Looks like they will be completing the sweep on their rivals up I-75. And again, heading out to another rivalry just in a few days out to Asheville for another version of the Blue Ridge Derby. Had a draw 1-1 when they played that one in Finley Stadium a few days ago. Chattanooga trying to move up that NPSL table, currently sitting in 4th out of the 8.
But as you mentioned, I believe at the start of the stream, they have a game in hand on almost every team. They haven't played the full amount of games the rest of the teams played, so the table may look like it's showing as Chattanooga is a mid-table team at the moment, but that is probably subject to change, especially after a win tonight, as it looks like it's going to happen.
So 83rd minute here, Chattanooga leads 5-1. Ryan Coulter with a goal kick for Emerald Force. In these last 7 or so minutes, we'll see if Chattanooga can extend their lead. Never hurts to keep going in terms of goal differential when you're talking about those NPSL South standings.
Yeah, and I believe it was New Orleans that had a very large goal difference going into the New Orleans-Chattanooga match at Finley Stadium. I believe that was their last match, yeah. And that goal differential, if they're in the case of a tie and the table standings at the moment, that's a big key. And with a big 4-goal lead here, a +4 in the goal differential's not going to look bad for Chattanooga.
Coming for Chattanooga.
So Chattanooga awarded a free kick. See if they try to lift it into the Emerald Force penalty box. Cameron Woodfin, another young guy on the field for Chattanooga FC. The 21-year-old. Touched by Santiago Moore. Everson Lima going a bit out of position, but he's gonna give a nice back heel here, and it's played in and played right back out by Emerald Force.
You talked about Woodfin coming on. From watching him play in the earlier matches this year, there's like one word that could describe him very well, and that's explosive. He's always got that explosion of pace and energy on and off the ball. He makes the right runs, and as we see a bit of kerfuffle here, but as I was saying, Woodfin has those runs, has that presence on the ball as well. It's very, very good for this Chattanooga team.
Ball chested by Luke Winter, and he wins it one more time for CFC. Going over the top to Woodfin, but it takes an awkward bounce, and Woodfin not able to collect. So Ryan Coulter grabs onto it for Emerald Force, and they're going to try to build another attack. Tell you, the Chattahooligans not going to take any breaks in these 90 minutes. Home or away, you can bet they'll be at any away game, whether you're watching the live stream or you're there yourself. You'll hear them loud and clear.
And if you're in the Chattanooga area, the closest away game looks like it's going to be against Nashville on the 13th, which is a Saturday, I believe.
Lima booting it upfield, looking for Winter. Settled by Zeka. And Woodfin heads it down, looking for more. Moore going to pressure Coulter. Not going to make it easy on him, but he gets the clearance. And it's won one more time by Jonathan Ricketts. So Woodfin and Ricketts making their presence known here even in these last few minutes, up 4 goals. Emerald Force not stopping to trying to create these attacks. Looking for a consolation goal here in the 88th minute. Green taken down with a great tackle by Gaona, and Chattanooga going to be on the counterattack. Santiago Moore. Winter making a run, asking for the ball, but Moore is going to cut it back under pressure from 2 Knoxville guys, and he gets it off to Gaona. And it's back at the feet of D'Amico. So about 2 minutes to go here at Sansom Sports Complex in Knoxville, Tennessee. Your Chattanooga Football Club has put in an excellent performance. Only blemish, I guess you could say, would be that 1 goal on Philip D'Amico. Would have loved a clean sheet as Santiago Moore gets a shot off, rolls right past Ryan Coulter's post. So D'Amico would have liked the clean sheet. Not a whole lot he could have done about that Kyle Hellman's shot. But other than that, Alex, in all 3 phases, just a complete game from CFC tonight.
Right, yeah, and you were mentioning about D'Amico's conceding that goal. I don't think he can blame himself for that. The defense had him on a 3-on-3 situation, and it was an unstoppable shot. So he can go away from here, as the rest of the team could, with his head up, confident, and take that, hopefully, into the next match at Asheville.
Well, we will not be streaming that Asheville game. They do a stream of their own, so you can catch the game on there. But we'll be back here with this same stream when CFC heads to Antioch to play Inter Nashville. Big match there, especially when you're talking about the Volunteer Shield, something that escaped Chattanooga last year. And Inter Nashville, kind of a team that's given them problems over the last couple of seasons, have really come onto the NPSL scene recently and played Chattanooga in some pivotal games. So stakes will be high in that game in Antioch. You can find the live stream right here, same place, as Santiago Moore tries to head it over the top to Luke Winter. We're reaching the 90th minute. See how long our referee gives us of extra time. Wouldn't expect it to be too long. Chattanooga leading 5-1. Goal scorers here tonight: João Costa, Juan Hernandez, Charlie Clark, Valenciano, and Felipe Oliveira, all contributing tonight. We've hit 90 minutes. Knoxville likely will be able to have one more attack here as Yoshikoshi is fouled by Winter.
And it's good to see Knoxville not giving up. They still look like they want to score another goal. Yes, a 4-goal deficit isn't going to be able to, you're not going to be able to come back from that with however much added times left, but you can still get that good feeling of scoring a goal, and it could boost the confidence of these forwards.
Well, it's not going to happen on Everson Lima's watch. He gets it up to midfield. Clock will be ticking here for Knoxville to get that consolation goal. But you got to think Bill Elliott not going to have a whole lot to complain about after tonight's match.
No, and that's the full-time whistle.
Yeah, there you have it. We have our final whistle. Chattanooga FC comes into Knoxville up I-75 and takes the game 5-1. A complete performance from everyone on the CFC roster that you saw on the field today. Appreciate you tuning in. Alex, was a good one. Bill Elliott gonna go home happy tonight.
Yeah, I see the chat in the locker room after this is going to be one full of smiles, full of compliments as well. The team played excellently. They worked together well. they came to an away game like this and bagged a huge victory, especially in the sense of goal difference, and I believe they're going to carry this confidence on to Asheville when they're playing this Saturday.
So that's your final score here from Sansom Sports Complex in Nashville, Tennessee. Bill Elliott and his Chattanooga Football Club take the game and complete the sweep against the Emerald Force Soccer Club, 5-1. Appreciate you tuning in.